Hey everyone, Michael Crosa here. Before we start this episode, I just want to give you a heads up and say that when we recorded this, we had to do a lot of last minute shuffling of locations and things like that. So as you're listening, it might be a little bit hard to hear the audio. So just know that the sound quality will be better in future episodes, but for now, just bear with us, and I think you'll still appreciate the message nonetheless. Thanks, and we'll see you again soon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the BNI Southeast Tennessee podcast. My name is Michael Crosa with Chattanooga Podcast Studios, and I'm here with Elaine Zambos, director of BNI Southeast Tennessee. Elaine, what are we going to be talking about today?
Well, first of all, we're in the beautiful
Chattanooga downtown headquarters of BNI Southeast Tennessee.
So today we're going to talk about core values.
Core values. This episode of the BNI Southeast Tennessee podcast is brought to you by WebIve Digital Marketing. Do you need more sales and calls? I know you do. So Anton, Donnie, and America at WebIve are the experts in local SEO, Google Business Optimization, and web design. An ideal referral for them would be a business owner who wants to take their online visibility up to the next level. So be sure to check the link in the show notes below or just go over to webive.com to see how they can help.
Because you know that BNI has a set of core values.
Absolutely.
The number one core value
is... Oh, no.
Giver's gain.
Oh, they're right there, too.
Oh my gosh, Giver's gain.
I was on the spot, Elaine. Giver's gain.
All right, yeah. So BNI has its own set of core values. And I always say that when you are asked to do something and you do it and you feel kind of icky, and it just feels icky and you don't know why it feels icky, it's probably because you're working outside of your set of core values. But most of us don't know what our core values are until we're put into situations where we feel icky.
True. Yeah.
So
you don't know until it's tested.
Right,
yeah.
Right. So I want to talk about how do we come up with those core values.
Okay.
And so I kind of work through that and I think about, okay, when was a time that I was like really, really happy? And how did I feel other than happy?
Other than happy?
Other than happy.
Other than happy.
So what other word would you use other than happy?
Joyful.
Okay, joyful.
Yeah.
So think
in alignment, maybe?
alignment. Oh, I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking like, I'm happy because this is my best self and I'm aligned with what I see from my best self.
Or authentic.
Yeah, authentic. Yeah,
Authentic.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then thinking about a time when you were really proud, how you felt other than prideful.
Sure.
How might you have felt then?
Yeah. I keep trying to think of these one-word things. You didn't say it had to be.
It didn't have to be one word. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Thinking about pride, thinking about really, happy that I achieved something, right? Or that feeling of having achieved, feeling of having overcome something, knowing that I've done a good job on something, and feeling it down in my core,
Yeah.
Core value.
Yeah, I know, right? So now what I'm picking up now is authenticity and achievement. Okay? And then a time you felt fulfilled, like you just accomplished that really, really big thing.
Yeah, I mean all those things, right?
Right.
Feel the pride, feel the happy, feel the feels like, man, that's something I can call my mom and say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know for me, like a few years ago, I had a goal of getting to Mount Everest base camp. When I got there, I was just like, oh my gosh. And I mean, at that moment, I thought nothing can stop me. Like once I get a goal, nothing will stop me. Like I was driven.
Did it?
Yeah, driven. So that was one of mine. I'm not trying to say that's yours, but that's what I'm talking about. Like coming up with that you just, oh my, I did this. Like I did this, right? And you're so accomplished.
Yeah, I remember one time we were talking about. I don't even remember if it was an episode or just a conversation, but we were talking about how sales can actually be fun.
It is fun, yeah.
And just thinking about how I felt all that stuff, like the first couple times I made like a big sale, or at least what felt like a big sale.
Oh, you got all that stuff in your belly?
Yeah. I did it. Like how freaking cool is that? And feeling that alignment, feeling all that kind of stuff. I think the reason we think of sales, or some people think of sales as because it's icky, it's pressuring, it's manipulative, but it's not.
It's not
that if you
because you're helping other people.
Right, you're helping other people.
You're helping solve
stuff
problems
out there, and
yeah.
So I guess that brings all of those feelings.
Yeah, and so when we pull all those words together, that becomes your core values.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So we said authentic.
Yeah.
We said achievement.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then helping others.
Yeah.
So those are things that are important to you. So when you feel like you're out of alignment, that's because you're not being your authentic self. That what you're doing isn't achieving something to help other people. That's Michael's core values, and that's how we pull those together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when you go through those things, so like those are what we want people to say about us, right?
Yeah.
So then we take another step, like those are my personal core values, but professionally, what is it, right? Like, so when I think about that, I think about it in a third person. What do I want my customers or the members of BNI to say about me? And because here's the thing, I'm a huge fan of law of attraction.
Right.
So if I say it out loud, what I want other people to say about me, that's how the law of prophecy, right? Self-fulfilling prophecy, that will happen. That's how I will act. That's how I will behave. And that's how I'll be perceived.
Elaine, I am so excited for you to hear this walk and talk episode because so many of your customers said exactly that about you. And that
oh my gosh!
She was surprised. You didn't expect me to say
no.
that. But and I actually said that at the chapter meeting you had us up. But I got to talk to a lot of different people and talked about what BNI meant to them. And even though I asked about BNI, a lot of their answers were Elaine. And a lot of their answers had to do even with that idea of Elaine puts it out there what she wants to do and that she does it, she gets it done, she attracts the right people.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's awesome. High five on
You're
that.
doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
But then as we're developing this personal and professional aura, right? Then what do we want our competitors to say about us? Right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like what do we want them? And I want to say, I want the people who are in other networking groups to say, if you want the cutting edge in business, you need to join BNI.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then what makes you the best? What makes you the best podcaster? What makes you the best? Again, self-fulfilling prophecy. Once you put it out there, that's how you're going to act. That's how you're going to behave. That's how you'll be perceived.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we don't know what makes us the best.
This is true.
So it just makes us stop and we think about it. So it kind of creates our own little mission statement, if you will, right?
Yeah.
Because then that's how, once you pull those core values with, what do you want customers to say? What do you want the competitors to say? And what makes you the best? You pull that together, now you have your own personal mission statement.
And now I've got homework.
You do.
Yeah.
But now I know that Michael is authentic and
Achievement oriented.
Achievement and helps others.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This episode is brought to you in honor of Be the Change Youth Initiative, a BNI member nonprofit empowering youth and reducing suicide rates by engaging them in community transformation. A good referral for Be the Change Youth Initiative would be businesses or community organizations who are passionate about involvement and engaging younger generations. You can find out more by going to BeTheChangeYI.com, which is linked in the show notes below. Well, there you go. Well, this has been another good episode of the BNI Southeast Tennessee podcast. I hope that you come up with your core values and clarify what that means to you. And before we sign off, Elaine, I'm a new dad and I like dad jokes.
I know you do. I do.
Yeah, what you got?
So, what do you call a shoe that's made out of a banana?
I don't know.
A slipper.
We'll see you next time on the BNI Southeast Tennessee podcast.